Gunsmoke.
In here, Daddy! Hi, Daddy! I've got your cake all done. Can I have my money now?
Put our heads together.
All right.
Now look in each other's eyes.
Okay.
Now, are you ready?
Yeah.
Flashback to famous 1950s TV shows. The 1950s was a time when families gathered around the television in the evenings, enjoying wholesome entertainment together. Back then, having a TV at home was a big deal, and people couldn't wait to see the latest shows. But over the years, many of those shows have faded from our memory. Times have certainly changed, and the way we watch TV today is completely different. So, let's explore some of the famous TV shows from the 1950s that many may not remember, but were once a part of American living rooms. Number 10, I Love Lucy. I Love Lucy was a groundbreaking TV show that first aired on October 15, 1951. It had 6 seasons and a total of 180 episodes, ending on May 6, 1957. The show follows the hilarious antics of Lucy Ricardo, a zany housewife, and her efforts to break into showbiz, much to the dismay of her Cuban bandleader husband, Ricky Ricardo. The show starred Lucille Ball as Lucy, Desi Arnaz as Ricky, and their friends Fred and Ethel Mertz, played by William Frawley and Vivian Vance. The chemistry between the cast brought memorable moments, from Lucy's funny grape stomping scene to her unforgettable chocolate factory mishap. I Love Lucy made history as one of the first TV shows to feature a real-life couple, i.e. Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz. The series brings laughter and joy into homes. Even today, it remains beloved by many as a reminder of simpler, funnier times. Number 9, Adventures of Superman. Adventures of Superman first aired in 1952, quickly became a beloved TV show. It ran for a total of 104 episodes before ending in 1958. The show follows Clark Kent, a mild-mannered reporter who turns into Superman to fight crime and protect the innocent. The story combines thrilling superhero action with Clark Kent's everyday struggles and his secret identity. The main cast includes George Reeves as Superman, Phyllis Coates, and Noel Neill played Lois Lane. One of the memorable moments in the show's theme music, which instantly became a hit and a signature of Superman's legacy. Fans of the 50s often recall the excitement of watching Superman on black and white television. It was a treasure for those who grew up during its original run. Number 8, Leave It to Beaver. Leave It to Beaver aired on October 4, 1957 and ran for 6 seasons, ending on June 20th, 1963. With a total of 234 episodes, this classic American TV show followed the Cleaver family, focusing on young Theodore Beaver Cleaver and his experiences growing up. The main cast included Jerry Mathers as Beaver, Tony Dow as his older brother, Wally, Barbara Billingsley as their kind-hearted mother June, and Hugh Beaumont as their father Ward. The show captured everyday childhood adventures and challenges. Each episode typically revolved around Beaver learning life lessons, providing a relatable family system. Leave It to Beaver became famous for portraying an idealized 1950s American family. It's a show that left audiences with feelings of happiness and nostalgia, reflecting timeless values. Number 7, The Honeymooners. The Honeymooners aired in 1955 and became an iconic sitcom of the 50s. The show had 39 episodes and ended in 1956, but its impact lasted for decades. It followed the lives of bus driver Ralph Cramden, his wife Alice, and their neighbors Ed and Trixie Norton in a small Brooklyn apartment. Comedy came from Ralph's scheme to improve their lives, which often led to hilarious failures. It included Jackie Gleason as Ralph, Audrey Meadows as Alice, Art Carney as Ed, and Joyce Randolph as Trixie. Ralph's famous line, "One of these days, Alice, to the moon." The show presented the working-class struggles of the 1950s with humor, love, and occasional frustration between Ralph and Alice. Despite its short run, The Honeymooners remains a nostalgic favorite representing classic American television comedy. However, Who is your favorite character from the Honeymooners? Ralph, Alice, Ed, or Trixie? Tell us in the comments below. Number 6, The Lone Ranger. The Lone Ranger was a popular TV show that aired from 1949 to 1957 with a total of 221 episodes. The story was about the adventures of a masked man known as the Lone Ranger who fought for justice in the Old West. Alongside him was his loyal Native American companion Tonto. Together, they traveled across the Wild West, helping those in need and capturing bad guys. The show was loved for its exciting action and heroic themes. The main cast included Clayton Moore as the Lone Ranger and Jay Silverheels as Tonto. Both actors became iconic in their roles, making the character unforgettable for many viewers. Families would gather around the TV to watch the Lone Ranger shout, "Hi-oh, Silver!" As he rode his horse. The show's legacy lives on in American pop culture, representing courage and friendship, which were the most vital values during the 50s. Now, number 5, Our Miss Brooks. Our Miss Brooks was a popular TV show that aired from 1952 to 1956, with a total of 130 episodes. The show originally started as a radio program in 1948 before transitioning to television. It followed the life of Connie Brooks, a charming high school English teacher played by Eve Arden. Her character dealt with everyday troubles at school while trying to win the heart of this shy biology teacher, Mr. Boynton, played by Robert Rockwell. The show's humor came from Miss Brooks' interactions with her students, fellow teachers, and the strict principal, Mr. Conklin, portrayed by Gail Gordon. Our Miss Brooks was loved for its relatable and humorous portrayal of school life in the 1950s. The show's mix of wit and warmth made it a fan favorite, especially among teachers and students of the time. Number 4, The Amos and Andy Show. The Amos and Andy Show was a popular TV show that aired from 1951 to 1953. It had a total of 78 episodes before it ended. The show was based on a long-running radio series of the same name, and it followed the comedic adventures of Amos Jones, Andy Brown, and their friend George Kingfish Stevens. Set in the African-American community of Harlem, New York, the story often focuses on Andy's schemes and Kingfish's attempts to manipulate his friend for personal gain. Though the show was intended to be funny, it became controversial due to its racial stereotypes, which led to protests from civil rights groups. Still, many viewers from the 1950s remember the show for its lighthearted humor and quirky characters. Now, number 3, Father Knows Best. Father Knows Best first aired in 1954 and ran for 6 seasons with a total of 203 episodes. The series ended in 1960. Its story centers around the Anderson family, with Robert Young playing the wise and caring father, Jim Anderson. He was the main character who was often seen to provide guidance and solutions to everyday problems faced by his wife, Margaret, and their 3 children, Betty, Bud, and Kathy. The storylines revolved around common family issues such as teenage troubles, marital disagreements, and financial concerns. It presented the typical American family life. Fans fondly remember the show for its heartwarming moments and moral lessons. A memorable episode featured Jim Anderson helping his son Bud understand high school dating with a mix of humor. The show was a comforting watch for many families during its run. Do you know, the show was highly praised for its portrayal of family life and won 7 Emmy Awards. Even both Robert Young and Jane Wyatt received Emmys for their performances, proving the show's reputation as one of the top family sitcoms of the time. Number 2, The Donna Reed Show. The Donna Reed Show aired from 1958 to 1966 on ABC, totaling 275 episodes. This beloved family sitcom revolved around Donna Stone, a suburban housewife played by Donna Reed, and her family life with her husband, Alex, who was played by Carl Betts, and their 2 children. Donna Reed's character was known for her grace and wisdom as a mother and wife, addressing everyday challenges with a blend of humor and compassion. The show highlighted the ups and downs of raising children and maintaining a marriage. The Donna Reed Show brings a sense of nostalgia for its positive portrayal of family life. The show remains a classic example of 1950s and 1960s television, celebrated for its gentle humor and family-centric stories. Coming in at number 1, Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke first aired on CBS on September 10, 1955, and became one of the longest-running TV shows in history. With a total of 635 episodes, it finally ended on March 31st, 1975. The story was set in Dodge City, Kansas during the late 1800s and showed the life of Marshal Matt Dillon as he kept law and order in the Wild West. The show highlighted the challenges of frontier life, including gunfights, outlaws, and personal struggles. The main cast included James Arness as Marshal Matt Dillon, Armanda Blake as Miss Kitty Russell, Milburn Stone as Doc Adams, and Dennis Weaver as Chester Good. These characters created a family-like bond that made the show deeply memorable. While some only remember the emotional and heated arguments, others remember the lighter moments such as Chester's funny limping or Miss Kitty's sarcasm. The show blended action with drama, making it both thrilling and comforting for viewers of all ages. What do you think? Was it worth it? These classic TV shows captured a simpler time, reflecting the values and dreams of a post-war generation.